Yo, you back with your boys in the WinnersHousePodcast. Kenny, what's going on, cuz?
Hey, what's going on, fam, man?
You know,
Appreciate y'all for having me, man.
blood ties, it's all family here tonight. It's a family night tonight,
Right.
as I should say.
On this good Memorial Day weekend.
On this good Memorial Day weekend. Joey, what's that word?
Man, just getting back, man.
How
Ready
you
to be
feel?
back to it.
Is Ed Reed the best safety ever? Ed Reed, man. Bill Belichick has called this player the best defensive player he's ever faced. And y'all know I love Sean Taylor, but is Ed Reed the best safety ever?
Yeah, I just think because of the period of his career, he beats out Sean Taylor just because of the longevity factor. Greatest of all time. He up there.
Ooh, god damn.
He up there. I think I would have to do some research to confirm it, but I think you can make a case for him as the best safety of all time.
Joey, is this the best safety of all time? Ed Reed?
I mean, yeah. Like we were saying, you can say that. You can make that argument, but I mean, you had some great safeties like
I remember that.
Ronnie Lott. I mean, Troy Polamalu, if you're a Steelers fan. I mean,
Sure.
just like when you like watch the game and then you like listen to like some of the interviews of some of the players and they talking about
Just gonna say that.
like if you listen to Ryan Clark talk about Troy Polamalu and how like he was spoke like let's say they in some basic like a cover 2, right? And then next thing you know, he dropped down here and Ryan like, am I like, is this the right play? Like, what are we doing? And he like, don't worry about it. Boom, he go get a sack because he didn't like it's something some cue that he been studying in film that he saw that the offense did and like he just like abandoned the play that was called and went and did his own thing and like made the play. Like those be like when you be listening to players, you be like, damn, like these dudes really cerebral. And it's a lot of players talk about Ed Reed like that the same way, you know. So
Troy Polamalu.
them dudes are just great, man.
Yeah,
just great.
I don't know who I would take.
I mean, Charles Woodson?
Troy or Ed. I'm kind of leaning towards Ed just because of like, you know what I'm saying. His hands, like he got better hands than Troy. Troy was definitely hard hitter, but Ed Reed was too.
Yeah, Ed Reed.
Like, you know what I'm saying. But see, Ed Reed did a lot more. He did special teams, all type of shit. Like,
Yeah.
you see him getting like touchdowns off of pump blocks. Like,
What about Earl Thomas run?
Earl Thomas was cool, but he not on this level. He like right under this level.
He said right under this level.
If you looking at his longevity, man, and how long he was able to stay at that high level, I think that's one of the things that kind of put him up there. He did play. He played high level football for his entire tenure of his career.
With 30 seconds left, look at oh my God, would tip that motherfucker, almost hit the ground. It's 30 seconds left of the game.
I think you can make a case, but I think that question that
Bill Belichick and Tom Brady was having a meeting about this guy.
I say it's about what you're looking for in your safety. Now he's a guy that can do everything from the safety position, but some people might want their safety to be like a Sean Taylor type of guy, a guy that was known to come up and strike fear and hit you, a Ronnie Lott, a John Lynch type of safety. I think people forget how good Brian Dawkins was and how long he sustained this high level of play.
Don't even matter.
And this a guy from y'all division in the Brian Dawkins.
Yeah, but Brian Dawkins like in that Earl Thomas, like they right under this tip.
I don't know, man. Brian Dawkins was a beast, man. In his prime and in his heyday, Brian Dawkins was a monster.
Yeah, but he ain't on that Ed Reed tier.
He just a different type of safety.
That's what I'm saying. Damn.
How is he not on that level?
Right.
Brian Dawkins was like that. I mean, but because I'm saying like it's I'm not saying his level is some shit though. I'm just saying like that's.
But what I'm saying is in his day he was arguably always in the conversation of being the top 1 or 2 safety.
He's in the Hall of Fame, G.
He was playing too though in his day.
And he was in them conversations. He was in them conversations with those guys year after year, and he sustained his level of play all the way through his career.
Because I'm a Brian Dawkins fan. I'm just saying, look at these plays, bro. If I
put but the argument I'm making is, I'm just saying, it's all about what you looking for in your safety, as far as what style of guy you looking for. I think Ed Reed was a physical bomb.
Everything, ball skills,
he's a physical freak. He give you everything.
If we tell you to look up Brian Dawkins highlights, you're not gonna see a whole bunch of pick sixes.
Yeah, he made plays on the ball. He just played.
He played for 15 years. Of course you're gonna see. I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Look, man, Brian Dawkins was better than Ed Reed. You gotta get out of right. Is I'm not saying the hardest hitting safety of all time.
No, he ain't just hit people though.
Look, okay.
Did you watch Brian Dawkins? He was just a hitter.
Nigga, I'm a Redskins fan. Of course I seen Brian. And I'm a
look. This is showing him pick one of his first highlights. Is him picking. He's getting a sack. He's picking off passes. The man did everything on the football.
Yeah. Listen, bro, I'm not saying he didn't affect games, bro. He does. That's why he's a Hall of Famer, bro.
Hey, so all right, so looking at the stats, that's pretty much what Ed Reed got over Brian Dawkins. Brian Dawkins got 36 career forced fumbles, right? 26 career sacks.
Look to the house. Look, who's that? Troy?
Hey, this finna be crazy. Did you know Ed Reed only got 6 sacks his entire career?
I think his best linebacker was a Jeremiah Trotter or somebody like that.
He's not that type of safety. He's not.
But then, just because, so that's what he's saying. So just because a player doesn't play,
because he had a Ray Lewis though, he didn't have to.
Okay, right.
What he's saying is, Brian, like if I can just sit back and play the field because I don't have to do anything else, I don't have to come up on run support, I don't have to blitz the quarterback, I don't have to do nothing but just sit back here. All I have to do is one thing and specialize in it. Of course, I'm gonna be the best at that one thing. That means I'm gonna get way more opportunities for interceptions, way more opportunities to get deep interceptions that allow me to get every time. If I get a pick 60 yards down the field and I can return it, the only person that I got to beat is the two wide receivers that's all the way back here with me. I'm gonna get 40, 50 yards every time. Don't let that man try to put you in a box, man.
It's like the quiet taste
on the bus.
I'm saying a case can be made for both of those guys.
But you're not putting Brian Dawkins ahead of Ed Reed.
I can't sit here and say
I'm putting Brian Dawkins ahead of Ed Reed
all the time.
You putting Brian Dawkins ahead of Ed Reed? Oh no, hell no. Hey, everybody,
he just
spam this man.
Right.
He went and looked at his statistics though,
Nah, you gotta see.
Spam this man.
I'm putting Brian Dawkins ahead of Ed Reed. Ed Reed only played one style of football his entire career.
Brian Dawkins' impact on his defense, he was the number one guy on a lot of his defenses. Ed Reed was never the number one guy. Ray Lewis was.
I just figured it out. Hold on. I just figured it out. G trying to stay on football.
Who?
G trying to stay on football because the Celtics ain't in the playoffs no more. I just figured this shit out.